What's going on, everybody? It's J-OneHundred, and welcome to my channel for another video. This video, we're going to be talking about the James family having a hell of a weekend, and of course, the haters gotta hate. So, for those that don't know, LeBron James is my GOAT. I'm willing to debate any and all of you at any given time about why LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan in almost every single way. You can get mad at me about that one. You can not watch the video because of that one. There's people that say worse things on the internet that y'all give attention to. So me saying LeBron James is the GOAT and can prove it shouldn't be one of them. But LeBron James is my GOAT. Love the dude. Been following him. I mean, I'm from Cleveland. I've been following the dude since I heard about him in 8th grade. It was my 8th grade summer of going to 8th grade. It was summer going to 9th grade is when I first heard about LeBron James. And I've been a fan of him since he was about 14, 15 years old. He's my GOAT. Watch this man grow. Watch this man play. Watch this man win championships. Watch this man have his growing pains. And that's not the reason why I think that he is the GOAT. That's just part of the reasons why I just love the dude, love the family, love what he does for the community, all that good stuff. LeBron James can do wrong in my eyes, but for the most part, cannot do wrong in my eyes. Dude is just absolutely amazing. Now, with that said, I'm able to critique when we need to critique. I'm able to concede some points when I need to concede some points. When it comes to LeBron James winning and the Lakers winning the NBA Cup with the in-season tournament, there's nothing that I'm going to take away about that. LA Lakers and LeBron James win the NBA Cup against the Indiana Pacers, 123-109. LeBron wins the MVP. He ended up with 24 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. Anthony Davis actually showed up during that game too with 40 points and 20 rebounds. And it's funny because you could tell at the end of the game that Bron was just trying to pad his points on the stat sheet a little bit because he was not trying to have Austin Reeves have more points than him. But there was some fouls and some bad shots, and Indiana was kind of giving up at that time. So it was really funny to try to see LeBron kind of command for the ball and trying to get some extra points. But then Austin hit this dagger 3 that ruined it for him. So that was kind of interesting out there. That was just a little something that I was watching. The Lakers winning the NBA Cup with the first in-season tournament. Personally, I wanted to have like an in-season tournament video, but I think that I can say my points into this one. The in-season tournament is probably one of the greatest American sports ideas that they could have taken from the European soccer leagues. I wish that they would incorporate all the different leagues into one league like soccer does and have relegation. Therefore, if you are the worst team, if you are the Detroit Pistons, you don't get to be in the NBA anymore. Your team gets pushed down to the G League, and then the top 2 teams or the top team from the G League gets to come up to the NBA. I think that would be great for the game of basketball and for all these people that really just don't understand the in-season tournament. It doesn't really make any sense to me why you don't understand about the in-season tournament. I'll get into that in a little bit later once I break down the haters a little bit. But then the other thing that was happening with the James family was the next day, LeBron James Jr., had his first collegiate basketball game with University of Southern California, USC, even though they lost to Long Beach State. Did I read this right? That should say Long Beach State. How y'all lose to Long Beach State? I was watching that game. I could definitely see why they lost Long Beach State. And I can definitely see the spark and the addition that Bronny is going to add to that team once he's really getting back to playing full time. Seeing USC, especially with Bronny off the court, they're very slow. They're very stagnant. They don't really have too many plays. I don't know if they just set it up that way by design. I don't know if they set it up that way because they were playing Long Beach. I don't know. I'm not really a college. I don't really follow men's college basketball that much. Men's college basketball is very, very boring. And the USC game proved that. It was very slow. USC came out on front for most of the game, and then they just got lazy, and then Long Beach State was able to come back on them and win in overtime. During that game, Bronny James played 16 minutes. He had 4 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists, and a awesome chase down block that looked just like his daddy. I loved it. He's on a minutes restriction for the haters out there. I'm about to get into that next. But for the haters out there, the only reason why Bronny James played 16 minutes is because the little boy had a heart attack. I mean, the young man, I should say, had a heart attack 5 months ago. The fact that this boy is alive, I'm sorry, this young man is still alive is, I wouldn't say a miracle, but is a blessing. I wouldn't, again, don't want to say he shouldn't be alive. We should have the medical technology to be able to help prevent and diagnose the situation that happened with him. But he's on minutes restriction from the medical team. Relax. In the 16 minutes that he played, his 4 points, his 3 rebounds, his 2 assists and a chase down block was what the team needed. And he even played in some crucial minutes into that game. It's just that USC as a team was playing very lackadaisical defense, was not making any shots. I mean, I think they went cold for the last like 3 or 4 minutes of regulation, and then they were really cold in overtime. So, you know, I don't know much about USC. I don't follow men's college basketball that well. I would rather watch the women, to be honest with you. I think that for what we saw from Bronny James, he did a great job. It was a great weekend. It's a great 2 days for the James family, having Bronny playing, Bron winning, you know, titles and championships and trophies, or whatever you want to call the in-season tournament, winning the in-season tournament. It was a great weekend. But of course, the haters gotta hate, and it's oh my God. I said this in the video with Shohei Ohtani talking about Chris Russo, and I'll say this all the time. The minute you guys stop paying attention to these ridiculous hot takes just to have ridiculous hot takes, and people don't get paid for these ridiculous hot takes, guess what people won't do anymore? They won't make stupid, ridiculous hot takes, because that's not what the hotness in the streets is. I really don't understand what it is about sports media where the most ridiculous, not needed to be said, who are you point is the point that is the one that becomes the narrative, or the one that is the one that we talk about all the time. And when it comes to the James family and it comes to this weekend, one thing that I'm going to talk about right now is this was not the LeBron James tournament. Okay? This wasn't the in-season LeBron James tournament. This was the in-season tournament for the NBA, where LeBron James understood the assignment, and for his team and for his young boys to lead an example as the oldest guy in the league, he decided to play playoff type basketball in November. Who else doing that? Nobody else was doing that. When I watch the Pelicans game, we want to sit here and talk about how quote unquote that Zion is. Maybe that'll be the next video. Stop. What are we doing? Nobody actually plays basketball in December, which is the reason why all these players were trying to be like, I don't even know what this in-season tournament is. You know what that means? They're not in basketball shape yet, and they weren't trying to be in basketball shape yet. So they wanted to act like they didn't know what this in-season tournament was, so they can have an excuse for the reason why they didn't win the in-season tournament. But fortunately for LeBron James, he understood the assignment. The oldest man in the NBA out-hustled the whole NBA. They went undefeated throughout the whole tournament. They won they swept the group play, and then they swept their portion of the tournament, blowing out the Pelicans in the semifinals and winning convincingly against one of the hottest young teams in the NBA right now. To be honest with you, I wanted LeBron to win, but if I was going to put my money on it, I didn't put my money on it this time, but if I were to put my money on it, I probably would have put my money on the Pacers. The Pacers are way faster, way higher scoring, I think a better defending team than the Lakers, but they just got outclassed in every single way. I want to look at this with you so there is no qualms about this. Okay, so let's watch it. This is just like the ESPN highlights of the game, right? So that was a nice little hook over there, hook shot, right? Look at this man running across this whole court. How did he beat the other team on the fast break when in the beginning of this fast break, he was at the other end of the court? That's called hustle. Why is he doing this? Look at this shot over here, right? Mismatch, pushes his man out of the way. What are y'all doing? What kind of defense was that? Of course, the best player to ever play basketball is going to chop that shit up and score some 2 points, right? And then get up off me. Get up off me. I ain't trying to play that. Look, backing his man down. Backing his man down. Backing his man down. Missed it. Got his out hustling all these dudes, bruh. How did the Pacers not, one, defend that, two, get the rebound, and three, let him put it back up? I mean, look at this one. Look at this one. Running coast to coast. How did y'all let this happen? So people want to sit here and say that, oh, this was the LeBron James tournament. You could have stopped that. You could have blocked that. You could have defended that. You could have pressed that. You could have zoned that. You could have put a man on that. You could have switched that. You could have hedged that. You could have helped that. You could have done all these different types of, you could have boxed it out. You could have, you didn't do it. So you can't sit here and say that this is LeBron James tournament when all the rest of these dudes want to play December basketball. LeBron James understood the assignment and got an MVP trophy for it, and his team won the in-season championship for it. That's what happens when you play playoff caliber basketball in December when there's something on the line. That doesn't mean it's scripted. That doesn't mean it's rigged. That means you're supposed to come and play basketball even in December. That's the whole point of this tournament. The objectives for the NBA Cup were clear. If your team or your favorite player or whatever it was didn't come through, you should be making videos about how Kevin Durant didn't show up in the in-season tournament. You should be making videos about how lazy Zion was without calling him fat. That shit is ridiculous. You should talk about how Halliburton and the Pacers fell short. You should talk about how my team, the Cavs, like, what was y'all doing? The Cavs actually did play pretty good. They just were in a group with a team that wanted to actually play. I think it was the Pacers. Group standings. The Pacers. We had the Pacers, we had the 76ers, Cleveland, Atlanta, Detroit. Detroit wasn't going to win that shit. Atlanta wasn't going to win that shit. We beat Philadelphia in the group standings. They went 2-2. Cavs went 3-1, but the Pacers swept that. So the Pacers swept that. The Bucks swept that. And the Lakers swept their groups. Everybody else was struggling. If your team didn't show up, if your favorite player didn't show up, instead of sitting there and saying that the tournament was rigged for LeBron, who was playing the best early season basketball I've seen in a long time, it's just lazy. It makes for lazy content. It makes for lazy analysis. It's just lazy. Step your content game up, right? And haters can't just hate on LeBron. They got to make it way deeper than it needs to be and pass it on to his son. Believe it or not, there were videos that I saw didn't complete. You ain't getting watch time from me. There's comments that I had seen on social media asking about, like, oh, why is LeBron James Jr. so special? There's so many other kids in the NCAA right now that are playing better than him, and he only had 4 points and he only played 16 minutes. Do you not know that this little boy had a heart attack five months ago? Did you forget that? And if you didn't know that, then why are you fixing your lips to talk about this 19-year-old kid online? Like, I don't understand. If you don't know that the kid had a heart attack 5 months ago, you should probably shut your mouth. And if you did know that he had a heart attack 5 months ago and you saw what he did within the 16 minutes that he plays and you still got something to say, you're just hating at this point, and you shouldn't get the time of day. But since you want to react, I'm the one that's willing to call you out for it. So if that makes me a bad person that you don't want to watch the video of, sure. The biggest thing that I could say about the Bronny thing is USC is not that great of a team with him off the court. With him on the court and incorporating him into their game plan, I think that they're going to be a better team than they currently are. I don't think that they're going to win national championship. I don't even think they're going to win the national championship while he's there. They're not that strong of a team. They're stronger teams. But seeing Bronny James play higher level basketball than the scrubs that he was playing in AAU in high school is a good thing. So instead of hating, why don't you just wait to see his body of work? And if his body of work isn't subpar, I'm going to be saying that it's subpar too. You don't got to hate, but you also got to contextualize why the kid played 16 minutes and appreciate the things that he did while he was playing those 16 minutes. Stop hating just because you hate his dad. The most stupid controversy of all of the things that happened over the weekend is the LeBron James walking into his seats during the national anthem. This is another one of those where you can obviously tell that people who hate on him, and where this was posted, I know that these people don't pay attention to LeBron James, and I know that these people only are reacting to the national anthem controversy because they got it in their heads that black people not paying attention to the national anthem means that we hate the country and we think everyone is racist. Now, even though the everyone is racist thing is like almost factually, statistically true, we don't hate our country. Me and my girl, we don't stand at all. I'm not taking my hat off. I'm not standing. You could look at me all you want. Fuck your national anthem. The song is about slavery and stealing a country and fighting your king because you lied to him about what you were doing over there in the first place. Like, this whole American experiment is based off of bullshit and lies. So I'm sorry if I think the song sucks. It's a free country, I thought, right? I'm not hurting you by sitting down. I'm not hurting you by not taking off my hat. I don't like the song. I've never liked the song. And I understand where Colin Kaepernick is coming from, where why should I support an anthem for a country that doesn't even protect its citizens? Like, I don't want to make this political right now, but that's the one thing about America, and especially the white supremacist part of America, that throws me off. If you wanted the people that you hate and the people that you discriminate against and the people that you degrade on a daily basis with your policies and your actions and your words and this, that, and the third, if you want those people to care about your country so much, then maybe don't make it so hard for every single one of us to live in your country. Then maybe we would appreciate it. But until you do that, we see every flaw in the country because every flaw in it negatively affects us to our life's detriment at some point in time. And so we don't care about the things that you care about, like your stupid fucking song. So continuing, that's how you can tell that most of these haters aren't even serious in the first place. You're not serious. If you knew anything about LeBron James and what he does to respect the audience that are at the games that he goes to for his kids or whomever, is that he walks in during the national anthem. Because you know what you're not going to do? Cheer. You know what you're not going to do? Lose your mind. You know what you're not going to do? Take the focus away from where the focus is supposed to be, which is the competition between these two high school teams that one of his sons plays on. It's not about LeBron. It's about Bronny. It's about Bryce. If he walks in during the national anthem that we don't even really give a shit about anyway, who's he hurting? Nobody. Let's take a look at this. So I hate that the video that I have to use is from Daily Caller, and I have to give them a view. But let's take a look at what everybody's complaining about here, right? Okay, so LeBron James entered the stadium to watch his son play for USC while the national anthem is being sung, something he's always done for years, right? Okay, so let's all call out all the people that are not fucking paying attention to the national anthem. All right, so you can see my mouse right here, right? You got all these people in the front row are not paying attention. You got this dude back here not paying attention. You got this guy right here, right, taking a damn video of the shit. You got these people over here with their backs facing the singer. All right, let's continue. Let's play the video. Let's see what else is going on. Right? So this guy right here is not paying attention, has his phone out. All right? Oh, see the black girl over here, she's doing her thing. All right, I take that back. The two people over here, they have a job to do, so they had their back turned. I take that back. But what's this guy right here doing? Why's your hat on, sir? Why is your hat on? You're supposed to take your hat off and be standing at attention. So he's clearly not paying attention, right? The way this video is cut, it's a little more zoomed in, but this guy over here in the corner with the pink, he's not paying attention, right? Who else isn't paying attention? Look at these people over here. They're not paying attention. This guy has his hat on still. These guys are all paying attention to what Bron's going on. So to be honest with you, everybody in the place was disrespecting the national anthem, not just LeBron James. You see how stupid you sound? And so for those that go, oh, John's got to make everything racist, John's got to put race into everything. Okay, so why is Donald Trump able to disrespect the anthem as the president of the United States of America, but it's not okay to have Colin Kaepernick do his one protest that you said that he didn't like, and then got an Army vet said, hey, you know what would look better? If you kneeled. And then you didn't even like that because it wasn't about how he did it. It was just the fact that he did it in the first place. LeBron James has been walking in during the national anthem for years. Never gave a shit until you seen it. And now all of a sudden it's a big deal. So why is it a big deal for him and not a big deal for everybody else? Because he's black. And if you say that it's not, then you're fucking lying. And that's what's disingenuous about this conversation. If you have an issue with that and you want to debate me about that, at me. Hit me up in the comments. I'll debate you live on stream and make all of you look ridiculous. If you think that I'm always just making things about race, at me. And tell me why it's such a big deal for him to do it and not the orange Cheeto fascist motherfucker. Explain it to me. You won't be able to without exposing yourself, and that's my point. The James family had a wonderful weekend. You got Bron winning the in-season tournament, you got Bronny playing, and the haters have always got to hate because they can't just make good content. I love my man Bron. He's the GOAT. Number one. Number two would be Michael Jordan in my book, right? You can debate me about that one too. At me about that one. I'm gonna stand on that one. But what I will not stand for is this just ridiculousness. It just shows that you don't know basketball. If you don't think that LeBron James out-hustled the whole league and think that the tournament was scripted and rigged for him, just stop talking about sports. Just watch. Just watch. Just watch sports. Just go to the barbershop and say your stupid stuff. I don't know why. I don't know why that gets to be a narrative in the NBA sports conversation. It just makes no sense to me whatsoever. Give Bronny time to grow. That's why he's in college. He's not the best player in the game. We never said that he was the best player in the game. He's just better than Michael Jordan's sons. I remember when I was in high school, right? They would show, oh, Michael Jordan's sons was playing da-da-da-da-da. Them niggas was trash. Both of them, trash. And that's coming from a dude that didn't make his varsity team. Politics and some other things, but I ain't make my varsity team. I ain't gonna sit here and say that I'm a baller too. I'm not, but I'm also not over here calling what clearly is a spade a club. I'm not doing that either. So stop hating, appreciate. And if there's things that we need to critique with the game or LeBron's game or Zion's game, let's critique those things instead of just calling a dude fat because you want to go viral. That's another video for another time. I'll see you guys later. I'm J-OneHundred. Peace.